And welcome everybody to another edition of Jersey Boys Sports Talk. I'm Nick Bogatis along with Matt Stolboff. We're short a member tonight, but Snowball's here
What a
today.
surprise. Yep.
CB's still not here. Hopefully he'll be back next week, but we're pretty fine on our own, I think. Snowball, right?
Yep.
All right. So as always, like us on Facebook at Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Nick Bogatis, CB Garrett, and Matt Stolboff. Follow us on Twitter at JB Sports Talk, and phone number is 862-400-6461. Send in any texts, or you can call us with any questions you might have. So, to start off tonight, Snowball, you called it. I got to admit, I doubted you, but you were spot on saying Johnny Manziel would be absolutely terrible in his first start. So congratulations to you. We all know the Browns got rocked by the Bengals at home, 30-0. Pretty upsetting to me. I thought the Bengals would drop out of first place, but they held their own against Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel was at 80 passing yards, 2 interceptions. It was pretty pathetic. SportsCenter actually did this whole thing where they showed the Cavs doing their long outlet passes, and they threw for more yards than Johnny Manziel. And that just goes to show you how really bad it was. So I have to ask you, is this representative of how Johnny's career is going to turn out, or is this just one bad game?
I mean, rookies are always going to make mistakes, and Johnny's had to make a lot in his first start. We can't just throw him into the bus pile just yet. I mean, we'll have to give him some time. I think Johnny will be able to play in this league eventually. I'm going to give him, though, not this year. I think he's just going to be bad the rest of the year. But come next year, he'll have spring training. He'll be QB1 for the squad. And he'll, have time. He'll know the offense more. And he'll be able to develop more next year. And he'll be a better player next year. But right now, he's going to look like a bust. But next year, I think he'll be better, and I wouldn't count him out just yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be terrible. Well, we know that.
I don't think he's going to be elite ever.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think anyone's expecting that. But
people change the game. Lawrence Taylor was able to change the game. He might do something similar one time. I'm not going to compare Johnny Manziel to Lawrence Taylor, but
yeah, that was getting crazy for a second.
Short. We've seen short QBs have success in the league. Drew Brees. That's one of my favorite on the top of my head, but
Russell Wilson.
But he's a pretty good QB, so I mean, it kind of proves anyone can do it, and so I wouldn't count Johnny football out just yet.
I think I said this last week. Johnny Manziel is going to be a good quarterback, not close to great. I don't think even very good, but he's going to be a good quarterback. I would say probably like Alex Smith level. If I had to put money on it, I would say.
I think he'll be 240 passing yards a game, 20.
He's going to be all right.
25 touchdowns.
The point is, he's the future of the Browns. He's going to be the Browns starter for a while, I think.
Yeah.
So now on to another team that is having questions at the quarterback position. The Chicago Bears. Now, Jay Cutler's been very bad this year. So now they're benching him for Jimmy Clausen. The only problem with that is that they paid Jay Cutler a whole lot of money, and he's kind of locked in there. So, do you think there's a chance that anyone would trade for Jay Cutler? Because it's not just that Jay Cutler's been terrible this year. It's been about him losing the locker room, not being a leader. And the only person who seemed to see this coming is Josh McDaniels. And the man who drafted Tim Tebow in the first round. So, just to even think about that. So, Snowball, what is Jay Cutler's future in terms of, will he be with the Bears come next season?
I don't think he'll be with the Bears.
Because they definitely can't cut him.
I think his tenure's done there. It's, it's just, they're going to have to clean the house, I think. Because we know they have the talent. Their offense is amazing. With Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, and Matt Forte, you can't really ask for anything else. That's unbelievable. And the fact that Jay Cutler isn't performing with a squad like that, with a roster like that, is mind-boggling. And we know how good Jay Cutler is. We've seen it. He's been a Pro Bowler. He is a good
He
player. He's
has
been
the
in the NFC
talent.
Championship. And it's just really amazing. I think he's done. I think he's gone. I think Tresman's gone.
Oh, Trestman, no question.
Trustman's out of there. He's going to go back to the CFL and do his thing there because he seems to be good there and not in Chicago. But I don't know who's going to. I don't know where he's going to go. I don't think the Jags, because I don't think they want to take up that much money.
The Jags have faith in Bortles, I think.
I think so.
He's had
too.
a shaky start, but he's going to be good.
I'm trying to think of, teams off the top of my head that might want QBs. Maybe Bucks, if, Jay Cutler goes back with Lovie Smith, maybe?
But they spent all that money on McCown.
Yeah, but I think they give him on McCown. I think they have.
I could see the Bills.
They're going to either go for Mariota, Winston, because if they have a top 2 pick, they're going to go for one of them. And if they don't, they're going to go, I think we'll get Jay Cutler.
The Cardinals need a QB.
Cardinals, I think Cardinals are staying away. They're going to put their faith in Carson Palmer next year, because you have to remember we're talking about next year here.
That's true.
Maybe the Rams. Now that is
the Rams need a quarterback.
That is a team I can actually see going for a QB, because I don't know if they've lost faith in Sam Bradford.
Sean Hill's about 60 years old. Sam Bradford gets hurt every other day, and Austin Davis didn't look too good.
So that's actually a serious candidate, especially because the Rams, their defense is ready to win. Their defense is ready to win now. They signed Robert Quinn a long-term deal. They have Chris Long, Jake Long, all the Longs.
Isn't Jake Long an offensive tackle?
Yeah, one of those offensive tackles, I know. I
think he's on the Dolphins.
It's not that bad. I mean, they have a good defense. They're ready to win. And offensively, they need receivers and they need a QB.
And the receiving core isn't that bad.
It could be better.
It could be better, but it's not that bad. I like Tavon Austin.
And Kenny Britt. Tavon, and who's the other one?
Do they still have Austin Pettis?
Maybe. I don't even know. They're not. Tavon Austin isn't that.
There's no one that really stands out. Oh, and they have Stedman Bailey.
Okay. Jared Cook's huge, which I think he should get the ball a lot more. But anyway, they just need a QB and receivers. Now, they could fill in the QB spot with Jay Cutler if they really want to. I don't know if they're willing to give a couple of draft picks, because that'd probably be the case. Draft picks, we never see player for player anymore. Draft picks be the thing. We got to think about it like that. I mean, I'm not going to say the Niners. I know people are probably thinking, oh, maybe the Niners give him Kaepernick, go for Jay Cutler. Believe me, it won't work.
And they just gave Kaepernick so much money too.
They gave Kaepernick a lot of money. Let's see.
Everyone's overspending for just good quarterbacks. Not even very good.
Wants a QB, a ready QB.
The Bears want a new quarterback.
The Bears, yeah, but they're going to give away Jay Cutler. That would be a thing.
So my thing with the Bears is Jimmy Clausen cannot start under any circumstances. I don't know why you're doing it for the rest of the season.
I think it could be. I heard. I was listening to Mike Francesa, and he was saying that it could possibly be so he doesn't get hurt while he's playing for the rest of this year, so that they can trade him, so he's fully healthy.
Yeah. So the way I see the Bears, Trestman's definitely gone. The offensive coordinator, the snitch, I don't remember his name, but he's definitely gone. They're going to try and trade Jay Cutler. I don't know who's going to take him, but they're going to try. If they don't, they're going to have to stick with him. They can't cut him because of all that money. And that's not a terrible thing, having Jay Cutler as your quarterback. I don't know what's going on with him this year. He was injured for a good part of last year, but he's shown how good he can be. So best case scenario for the Bears, they can get some good draft picks out of him. Maybe they could sign Brian Hoyer. I could see that happening. He's going to be a free agent, and the Browns aren't going to want to pay him with Johnny Manziel. So, Snowball, who do you think is the future for the Bears? Because I can say for certain it's not Jimmy Clausen. Unless you're talking to Lou Holtz, Jimmy Clausen is not the answer.
Honestly, can't tell you.
Do they draft a quarterback this year?
If they're going to give away Jay Cutler, I think so. Maybe they get Mariota or maybe Jameis.
Oh,
That's really the only QBs I see in this draft that are worthy of starting right away. I mean, I can't tell you. I think the issue is there's not enough talent in this draft to try to get a QB.
Yeah. The Bears are in a real tough spot. I would say the problem is they're ready to win. I don't really see what the problem is.
I think it's just picks. It's just mistakes Jay Cutler's made.
So he just really needs to work on himself. If the Bears end up retaining Jay Cutler, it's all because he's either hit or miss. He can have a really good game, and the next week come out and be terrible against the same level team. So, like I said, it's not a terrible thing to hang on to him, but we'll see how that turns out. So now on to a little basketball for you. We had the trade sending Rajon Rondo from the Celtics to the Mavs the other day. I believe the Mavs didn't even give up that much. They gave up Brendan Wright. They gave up Devin Harris. They gave up Jameer Nelson, a future first rounder and a future second rounder, I believe. It might be a little more. I'll have to check on that. But Mavs get a starting point guard in Rajon Rondo, who's shooting 40% from the field, 33% from the line, and 25% from 3, which is horrendous, but the man gets assists. And he has single-handedly turned a stat that is supposed to measure unselfishness and made it selfish. That's what Rajon Rondo does. What am I saying? And he needs his assists. He needs his triple-doubles. But now, Dirk Nowitzki is now the lowest paid player in the Mavericks starting 5, which is absolutely ridiculous. He's probably one of the best foreign born players ever in the NBA. Probably the greatest Dallas Maverick to ever play. And he's taking several discounts for this team to be able to win to get a guy like Rajon Rondo. Now they have Rajon Rondo, they have Monte Ellis, they have Chandler Parsons, they have Dirk Nowitzki, and they have Tyson Chandler. I think this can be a pretty good team this year. I had them in the playoffs to begin with as a 7th or 8th seed. I think this can move them up even further, especially the Thunder have been struggling. Obviously, they didn't have Durant and Westbrook for a little bit. So we can see if the Mavs are able to jump the Thunder given Rondo. Because he can make that team a whole lot better as long as he's not the one shooting. If he's able to feed Chandler Parsons, feed Monta Ellis, feed Dirk Nowitzki, and Rondo's a decent defender. He's not terrible. Let Tyson Chandler do his thing on defense. The Mavs, that's the winning formula. Now, Rick Carlisle is a great coach. I have a lot of faith in Mark Cuban as a GM. I think he acts as a GM, basically. He's actually the complete opposite of Jerry Jones. He actually knows how to handle his money. He knows the right guys to go after. He doesn't use Rick Carlisle as a puppet. He actually lets him coach, which is good. I have a lot of faith in this Mavs team, and there's a very short window for Dirk to get his title, and that's why he's taken so many discounts. But the Mavs can really be good. Now, Snowball, Ken Rondo, I think we both have them in the playoffs to begin with, a very low seed. But can Rondo get them a little bit higher in the playoffs?
Oh, totally. Rondo is the leading assist man in the NBA right now. He made that team from good to great in terms of the West. I mean, they're a great team, but he just made them that much better.
Even though he's only shooting 40% from the floor.
Yeah, but that's not what Rondo is. He's a point guard, assist man. That's his game. You know, he'll still get double-doubles, triple-doubles. He's an unbelievable player.